I lost that. Yeah, let's go.
Welcome in all my average gamers to another Most Average Impressions. Now today, what we are talking about is the finals. We're talking about the finals because it's probably the most fun I've had playing an FPS game in a long time. That and, you boys gotta start getting on a little bit more regular content, so I apologize that I haven't been as regular. Clearly, I gotta go uptake my fiber a little bit, and maybe I can get a little bit more regular, if you will. But I will say this game here is from thoroughbred devs, if you know what I mean, like some ex-devs from all across the industry that have worked on some great games, but most notably ex-Dice devs who created the studio and Bart. And this is the first game live service venture that they will be embarking on, pun intended. And the devs from Dice back when they made Battlefield like 3, Battlefield 4, Bad Company 2. So back when Battlefield was like a daily must-play fun game. I'm not saying that Battlefield is like not a fun game now, but it's just I don't know. It's not the same as it used to be for sure. I will also say that yeah, like I said, this game has just got me absolutely hooked. Like every day I look forward to like getting on for a few hours a night and just playing. The thing that's cool about this is it's only a beta, so there's definitely some hitches. I have some problems with the game, which I will talk about later. But for the most part, I can honestly say that this is going to be a pretty positive impression. Unlike some of the Battlefield impressions and reviews and some of the Call of Duty, let's start with the positive, shall we? Now, this is going to go on way longer than the negatives for sure. The first thing is the visuals. I think the game looks great. I like the high contrast, slightly oversaturated look that they're going for, because kind of the in-game lore is you're basically playing like, the only thing that pops to mind really is Ready Player One, where you're like taking on a full like virtual avatar and you're playing, because like these guys they're not like Marines versus fucking SEALs or Spec Ops versus Spetsnaz or something like that. This is just like gamers, like actual gamers. So that part's really interesting. I like the take on it for like the lore of the game, if you will. The actual gunplay itself, pretty tight. I've got a little beef with it. I'm a big fan. I like to customize my weapons and stuff. And I know this is a beta, so I'm not totally sure how on full release guns are gonna work and stuff. Like I don't know. Like right now they basically have it so like certain guns have attachments that can't take off, can't put on, and then certain guns just don't have attachments, like scopes. I am trash at iron sights. I don't know what it is about iron sights. Your boy just can't shoot with them. I need a scope. So the fact that I can't put on a scope on every single gun has me I wouldn't say concerned. Like I've found guns that I do like that have scopes, and I even found a couple guns that don't have scopes that I'm actually pretty good with. Like the little silenced pistol is fucking sick. There are basically different groups of like weapons and attachments and equipment per build that you have. So you have a light build, a medium build, and a heavy build. So I'll go into that a little bit more in just a second once I get through like the gadgets and shit like that. But I've pretty much been playing light and a little bit of medium. Haven't really even fucked with heavy much yet at all. It looks cool. I like movement. I like being able to grapple around, zip around, dash around, things like that. So the light build is really my thing. But you are absolutely a glass cannon. You definitely put out some serious damage numbers, but you take damage fast. Now, one of the big controversies with this game that I've heard over the discourse on the interwebs is the high TTK, so the high time to kill. Now, I think the time to kill is, I'm hoping the devs kind of keep the time to kill where it is. Now, I've seen some other reviewers and stuff, and I've seen a couple, like I said, they don't like it. Now, I think that with the way that this game is designed, like it's definitely a team-based game. It definitely is team, kind of like how Apex works, kind of how Battlefield works, kind of, it's definitely a team-based game. Like you are going to do much better with a cohesive team versus 3 randos, like all day. It's just the way it is. So yeah, like I said, the gunplay is good. The other thing that I really liked was the map design. I really like the way the maps are laid out. I wouldn't say that there's different biomes, but there's definitely like different districts that are very unique and very well, very distinct districts, if you will. Like, you can tell where you are on the map based on what's around you. And I like how there's like all kinds of different levels of elevation. There's jump pads, there's zip lines. Like I said, the gadgets that you can get, you can deploy zip lines, you can deploy jump pads. You know, you've got other things like C5 charges or explosive charges, I think they call them. You've got your standard different types of grenades. You've also got the grapple hook, the dash. You've got like a bulldozer move that heavies can do, where they basically just fucking plow through buildings and shit. And like literally, I would say 90% of the entire map is destructible. You can bring almost everything down on the map. There's a few structures here and there that can't, like, they're more part of the arena and less like on top of the arena, because like depending on which mode you're playing in, like what the random, almost like a random mod, I guess. So it rolls between, like, I think there's like 10, like 6, 8, maybe 10 different like mods that'll basically get put on. Like, one will be like, there's different elevated platforms. So like the center of it will be raised up. The center of the map will be a lot higher. You have to either zip line up, jump up, find a way to get to the center risen part. And then there's also suspended platforms. So then there'll be platforms hanging from like high wires all over the place. And then there's moving platforms. So there's like a bunch of different variations to like the same map that you can get. And then you can also get like gameplay modifiers, I guess. So things like high damage, explode and you die. You can get like meteor showers, you can get orbital lasers, just low gravity mode, which is a ton of fun. So map design and the different ways that maps can be played are done incredibly well. Like, Embark hit this right on the nail. I'm having a ton of fun with it. I do hope that there's gonna be a lot larger selection of weapons. Gadgets, I think, you're in a good spot, but definitely more weapons when it comes time for full release. Now, I'm not totally sure when the game's going to fully release. I think it depends on the feedback from this beta. But from what I can tell, the beta's gone pretty smooth. I will say the first day that the beta launched, I couldn't get on as a PS5 player. Like, it just wouldn't launch. It just kept crashing. But once I could get on, I will say the only thing that's been annoying is for me to be able to play ranked. I would say that I have to play crossplay to do ranked. If I wanted to turn crossplay off, it's like 10 minutes between ranked matches. So I guess PS5 players, Sony ponies just ain't about that competitive scene, I guess. I don't know. But I will say the way the tournaments are laid out, or the ranked is laid out, is awesome. I like the way that it's already like a bracket tournament style thing. So you've got 16, and then it goes down to 8, and then it goes down to 4, and then you got your final 2, and it's just it's well done. I like how it's already in a tournament style. Like, the game definitely seems like it was designed with esports in mind, for sure. So I do think there's potential in esports. Also, the kill cams, you basically get like free cam on squad wipes, and like the level of maneuverability and way to see things, like, I think that's a huge part of esports as well. Is like it's accessible to watch, and it's easy to watch, and it's exciting to watch. I know on stream I've had a lot of people comment that this is actually like a pretty exciting game to watch. So I think there's definitely like big potential for esport and for streaming, and sustained viewerability in watching this game. Because I know, like, there's some games that I have fun playing, but I do not have any fun watching. Like, I cannot, like, I love Apex, but I can't get into watching Apex at all, like, professionally. I just can't do it. It's like it's too spaced out, and like, but the thing about this is this game pretty much has like constant action, just the entire time. There's action going on. There's very few down moments. Things are either blowing up, because honestly, like, as people are running around, they're just constantly blowing things up, because it's just fun to see the buildings destroy. Now, the big thing about this game that's like I mentioned, I don't think I have mentioned it yet, actually. So I think the big claim to fame that this game will have is the fact that there is, I guess, server side destructibility, I think is the way you would say it. So instead of it being client based, like when you blow up the side of a building and you see debris, it's not just you seeing that debris. It's everybody sees, feels, has to interact with the same debris in the same way. So I think that's why it took them a little bit longer than they expected to get this game, because they really wanted to hit that on a fine point, to make it like a reason to actually destroy things. Like, so instead of just making holes in walls, you can actually bring the wall down. Now I haven't seen any damage done from like say a building collapsing on you or something like that. Doesn't seem like there's no fall damage. There doesn't seem any damage from like debris or anything like that. You have to. But yeah, I mean, overall, I would say that this is a good game, high potential, and it's basically taken over like the last week of my life. I've been playing it like every day since it launched. So if you haven't checked it out, guys, definitely take the time to check it out. Now, a couple of the negatives I do have. I think the performance is good 85% of the time. I think there's about 15% of that performance they got to tighten up, whether it be maybe a memory leak issue, whether it be a netcode issue, maybe a combination of everything. Who knows? But there's just definitely a couple things they got to tighten up. It is in a beta. There is no official release date yet, so we will see. We'll see on that part. The other thing too, like I was saying earlier, melee, a little rough on the melee. There's times where I definitely should have hit people, it doesn't register, and then there's times where people look like they're 15 fucking feet away from me, but somehow they're getting hits on me. So I don't know. Like the melee is a little iffy. The movement I think is spot on. I think there's, like I said, back to kind of like the netcode issue or something. There's times where it doesn't seem to quite react with like the buttons I'm pushing. Like I'm clearly clicking jump and trying to get onto a ledge or smash a piece of glass, and sometimes it'll like smash one pane of glass over rather than the actual glass I'm standing in front of. So I'm not 100% sure like what that's all about or whatever. Like I said, I'm not a technical dev or anything like that, so I don't know that side of game development. But I will say, like, other than that, everything's been pretty great. I like the look, I like the design, I like the feel, I like the movement, I like the gunplay, I like the design of the weapons and the characters. I like the fact that there's character customization. It's free to play, so there's no entry to get into it and try it out. It doesn't feel like skill-based matchmaking is too intense or anything like that. Like I don't know how big the number of players are right now and stuff too, so that's and everybody's new to the game, so nobody's like a pro or anything quite yet. Nobody's quite sweating. One thing I will say though, Embark, it sounds like you guys are already dealing with some cheaters, so definitely tighten that shit up too as well. But other than that, guys, definitely like all my my average gamers out there, give this game a try. If you're looking for something different, a little bored in the FPS market right now, give it a try. You won't regret it. If you don't like it, that's fine. Bounce off it. It's free to play, no entry, no cost to entry. Like something like Call of Duty where you gotta buy the freaking game just to play it. So I would say, yeah. I mean, I say like it's a bad thing. I mean, most games you gotta buy to play, but I don't know. Like if you're gonna charge me for fucking skins and maps and like the whole 9 yards, like give me some part of it free. Give me something free. Like fuck. But yeah, other than that, guys, I hope you've enjoyed the content. If you like this type of content, if you want to see more of this type of content, show some love down in the comments below. Give me a thumbs up. Give me thumbs down. Either or. Let me know what you think. If you want to see future content, subscribe. Hit that little bell button so you get notified every time I either drop a new video or go live on my other channel, which will be in the description below. Also got my Twitch stream down in the description below. So as always, my friends, stay safe, stay healthy, stay sexy, and go make some average plays for your boy. And I hope you guys reach the finals. All right, I'm over. I'm out. Deuces, y'all.